everyone, Carolyn here, and as you can see, I'm sitting on a chair today. I've swapped my yoga mat for the chair in order to provide you with a practice that I thought might be helpful for those of you who are spending a tremendous amount of time at your computer. And perhaps somewhere through your day, you may want to take a little pause, press that YouTube button, and take a few moments to stretch out your upper body. So if you like this video, please do go ahead and give me a like. If you want to receive all my videos, please subscribe. And if you have any comments, please be sure to give me a comment. Thank you so much. Let's get started. So let's start with bringing our feet down onto the floor. You can just rest your feet on the ground. Place your hands on your thighs. And go ahead and close your eyes if that feels okay. And just take a moment to settle in. Allow yourself to just let go of whatever it was you were doing before you started this. And just feel the connection of your hands against your thighs, the connection of your feet into the earth, your spine against the back of your chair. Soften your jaw. Relax your shoulders. And we'll just start to notice the breath moving through the body. Inhaling slowly. As next you exhale, just let it out with a slow sigh. Do that again. Inhale slowly. Opening your mouth, letting it go with a sigh. Just one more time. Inhale slowly. And go ahead and open your eyes. You can take your feet a bit wider, move yourself a little bit forward on your chair, and take your hands, just slide them down your legs, and let your whole body come into a forward fold. And you're just going to hang over your thighs for a moment. Your arms are dangling towards the floor, your head is dangling towards the floor. Maybe you're going to move your head from side to side, forward and back. And then just take a couple of breaths from this position. Really letting go of the tension. And then let's slowly come all the way back up. We're going to do a little bit of a neck release. So we're going to take the left ear over to the shoulder. Keep your eyes open and just have a look where approximately your eyes are gazing. And then change sides. Bring the other ear to the shoulder. Keep the eyes open. Even as you bring your head down, look towards the floor. Let your chin come right in towards your chest as you feel the back of your neck stretching. And then slowly lift your head. And now your entire face is going to look up towards the ceiling. Seeing if you can actually get your chin right up to the ceiling and opening up the front of your neck. And then slowly bring everything back. We're going to spiral that, but we're going to keep the eyes open. So as we move the head around in all those directions, we're also going to exercise the eyes a little bit. So keeping the eyes open, looking at all the directions that your head is turning, so that we give the eyes a little bit of exercise after probably having spent a tremendous amount of time looking in a forward direction. The eyes get really tired. Let's change the direction. So the ear to the shoulder, down to the floor, to the other side, looking up, looking on an angle, looking down to the floor, on another angle. Keep moving your head and keep turning with your eyes. And then find your way back towards center. I'm going to turn to look towards the back of my left shoulder. So I'm rotating my head, and when I do the rotation, I'm also turning my left eye right into the deep corner. So I actually look with my periphery. trying to get my eye to go in the far corners, and then doing the other side. So keep turning your head, but also keep turning your eyes. Keep looking out to the corners. Let your eyes go right into the corners. Do it one more time. Rotate again. Nice stretch for the neck, and a nice exercise for the peripheral vision of the eyes. One more time, one last time. And then let's bring it back into the center. I'm going to wiggle myself over towards my right side. I'm going to do some arm circles. So I've got my palm open, my thumb's going to face up. I'm going to take my arm and extend it straight up towards the ceiling. Then I'm going to internally rotate that shoulder. My palm is going to look towards the back. My chest is going to stay facing forward. I'm going to reach my arm as though I'm going to grab something from the back, but I'm not going to, and I'm going to bring it all the way down. Then that same arm is going to go up the same way. So I'm in an internal rotation. I come up as high until I just can't go anymore, and then I'm going to externally rotate it and bring that arm all the way back up and then all the way down. And the same thing, keep going. So fingers are going to reach up to the ceiling, internally rotating that arm, reaching it towards the back, bringing it all the way down, and then reaching again. So starting an internal rotation, I come up as high as I can. When it doesn't go any further, I externally rotate and I sweep that arm all the way around. I'm going to just do it one more time. Stretching it straight up to start, to the back and down, and then from the back all the way around and back through to the ground. Switch sides. Sweep the other arm straight up to the ceiling, reaching those fingers, internally rotate, and then pull the whole thing back. From the back, starts an internal rotation, and then the whole thing turns around as I bring my arm forward. 2 more times. Sweep it up, internally rotate, reach, 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 reach. Try to keep the chest facing forward. Pulling it all the way back and around. And it's just one more. Up, internal rotation, reach towards the back, let the hand come all the way down, and then from the back, internally rotate it until it doesn't go any further, and then externally rotate it, bring the arm up, and let's bring the whole thing down. Coming back towards the center of my chair, I'm going to take the hands towards the back of my head, and I'm going to press my hands up against my head. So when I do that, it creates a little bit of contraction into my back body, making me a little bit more stable through my center. And then I'm going to rotate. I'm going to rotate through to the right. And then I come back in through center, and I'm going to rotate over towards the left. So my elbows are not really moving. They're going to stay open. And what I'm trying to work is my rib cage to rotate from side to side. Everything else stays pretty much in the same position. And then back in through center. This time I'm going to go into a lateral bend. I'm going to bring my right elbow down to the floor. My left elbow goes up towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to bring that whole thing up and change sides. So I'm dipping my one elbow to the floor, the other one to the ceiling, trying to reach the one at the ceiling as high as I can to open the side body. And then I'm going to bring my elbows towards each other and come forward a little bit to flex my spine, round my upper back. And then as I push my hands against the back of my head, I'm going to go into extension. Press my hands against the head, open the chest. I'm going to do the whole thing once more. So lateral bending to the right, left elbow to the ceiling. And then opposite, left elbow down, right elbow up, stretch. Come and bring the elbows towards each other, give it a good squeeze. And then open the elbows, bring the shoulder blades together, lift your sternum, lift your heart, stretch and open. And then let's put that into a spiral motion. So it's all the same directions, but now it's smooth and easy. Just moving around through the upper body in a nice slow circular motion. let's keep it going, just try the other side. So down to the side, through the center, up through the other side, open the chest. Keep it moving. 2 more times. One more time. Good. Let's release the arms, give that a little shake. Hands are going to stay against the sides of the chair, and we're going to circle the shoulder blades. So we're going to pull them up towards the ears, elevate them, pull the shoulder blades together so they'll retract. We're going to drop them down away from the ears and then protract, reach them forward towards the front, and then keep doing that. So we're trying to get all those 4 directions: elevation and descension, retraction and protraction. And then we're going to keep that going, but we're going to just go from the back to the front. So it goes to retraction, elevation, protraction, and down. 2 more. And we'll just kind of let that go a little bit. I'm going to take my arms out to the side. Thumbs are going to point up towards the ceiling. And I'm going to internally rotate my shoulders and let my thumbs point down to the floor. Then I want to externally rotate my shoulders and point my thumbs in the complete opposite direction. They won't go all the way down to the floor. Mine don't anyway. Down to the floor, everything turns in, open, everything turns out. Do it 2 more. Thumbs bring you down, thumbs bring you back. Once more. I'm going to bring my elbows into a goalpost, and I'm going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it from a bent elbow position. So I'm going to rotate my thumbs forward, rotate my thumbs back, and keep doing it. Keep everything in position, and see if you can move from the elbows and from the wrists and the thumbs. And then release. Take your right hand and stretch it forward. Take your left hand and pull your fingers towards you. Try to stretch out the underneath side of your forearm. And then take your hand and push your fingers towards the floor and stretch out the top of your forearm. Then hold your hand around your forearm. Make a fist, take your thumb inside, and make a few circles with your wrist. Circle it all the way around in one direction, and then circle it all the way around in the other direction. I'm holding my forearm to stop my forearm from coming along with my wrist. And then shake that out. Take the other hand forward. Use your opposite hand to pull back on your palms, stretching the underneath side of your arm. And then use your hand to help those fingers stretch down, stretching the top of your wrist and the top of your forearm. I'm going to hold my wrist or my forearm, make a fist, thumb inside, and then I'm going to circle my wrist around. Circling it around, trying to hold tight on that forearm to prevent the forearm from coming along for the ride. Nice. And then shake that out. I've got my dowel here. So you probably won't have one of these. You could use a wooden spoon. You can use a golf club. You could just take a towel and use that and pull on it. That'll create the same resistance. We're just looking for something to squeeze and hold and resist with. So I'm going to reach my arms straight up and over my head. I'm going to take it into rotation. So if you're holding a towel, just pull on that towel so that you feel some resistance in your body. And then I'm going to reach forward with my arms. My chin draws in. It's going to feel like someone's pulling on your prop as you reach away from the arms. And then take the whole thing back up and rotate to the other side. So extend the arms forward, pull back a little bit from the opposite side. So you get that really nice stretch across the side of your ribs, as though someone's pulling on that dowel and you're pulling back. And then slowly bring the whole thing back up. You can take your hands down, give that a little rest. Final mobility exercise is called Around the World. And basically I'm just taking my prop and I'm moving it around my head. So what you'll notice is that my head doesn't move, my ribs don't move, my spine doesn't move. The only thing that is moving are my shoulders, elbows, wrists, and the prop, of course, that's going around my head, so that I can get some final mobility in the entire upper portion of my spine and my shoulders. This feels really nice, a really nice way to mobilize the upper body, joints and muscles. I'm going to do 2 more on this side. Nice. And then I'm going to put my prop down and finish with 1 hip stretch. So I'm going to take my right ankle, place it on the top of my left knee. Toes are going to flex. So I'm going to create a little, when I flex my toes, I contract the muscles of my right leg. And then I'm going to start to bring my chest forward. So I am not rounding my back and pulling my chin in. I'm going to try to keep my chin reaching forward, chest coming towards my thigh. And as I come forward in my upper body, my hips are going back. And I'm keeping my toes flexed, so I've got some nice activation happening through my glute. So this outer hip area gets very, very stiff and tight from sitting for a long time. I probably don't have to tell you that. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So it's just a really nice way to stretch it out. So just hold for a couple of breaths as you release, and then come up and change sides. Pull the other leg up, and then the same thing. Chest comes forward, hips go back, toes are flexed. Extend forward over your thigh without rounding your back. Try to keep thinking of a nice long straight spine and thinking of the hip moving in the direction behind you while your chest is moving in the forward direction. Giving it a nice outer hip stretch, breathing into it. Nice. And then let's bring the feet down, sit back on your chair. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes again, let your hands come back against your thighs. So let's just come right back where we started from and have a moment to check in. See how your body has responded to this short practice to relieve some tension in the upper body. Hopefully you feel some clarity and some relief and some energy flowing. Open your eyes, take a nice big breath. Inhale, reach your arms up, and then as you exhale, let your hands come down to the center of your heart. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this practice is helpful for you, and I hope it helps you to get back on track, focused, and feel a sense of ease in your body for the rest of the day. Enjoy. Thank you again.